Hi, I'm Denise with thisismyeverybody.com, and today we're continuing with my new book chat series entitled Book Reviews Short and Sweet. So stay tuned as we chat about a new and funny historical romance novel, The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton. Oh, yeah! Welcome to This Is My Everybody. If you're new to my channel, first off, I'm so glad to have you here. And today we are going to be continuing with my new series called Book Reviews Short and Sweet. Now, in each one of these episodes, we focus on just one book where I present a short and sweet review. And I also talk about the story elements that I found unique and really celebrate in exploring expansive and unique reading experiences. And then I'll present to you a book checklist so you can see if this book is going to be the perfect match for you. So let's get started with today's winning two-theme combo of a funny historical romance paired with historical fantasy. And the book is The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton. One of the most unusual books I have ever read, and in the very best way possible. The dialogue is simply sparkling, and this book, it's got movie written all over it, with pirates who are also the prim and proper ladies of the Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels, flying houses, sparkling dialogue, gorgeous settings. You are going to be swept away into a fantastical world that will continue to keep you tethered to the Victorian era as well. In my opinion, Baz Luhrmann and his wife, Catherine Martin, would be the perfect team to bring this story to the screen, because the book, as I was reading it, really gave me that lush setting and design vibe that they brought to Moulin Rouge, but also with a cross of that very sort of cultish movie that's out, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Thank goodness this book does not have any zombies. You know, I really don't get the current zombie fascination in TV and movies and books. It's just not for me. But in that movie, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, they had that same kind of sparkling dialogue and that very prim and proper female character who was also a fearless warrior as well, which I felt in this book too as well. So Hollywood, if you're listening to my opinion, I just gave it to you. What it does have is this super strong female character vibe that exists both on the level of a fearless warrior, on the level of a ninja stature, as well as being a perfectly mannered lady who knows all the ins and outs of presenting a flawlessly formal English high tea party. Oh yes, folks, us ladies, we are many layered, and it is possible. I thought this story was going to wrap up and still remain within a clean romance rating, but as often happens in enemies to lovers books, it definitely did tip over eventually into a spicy romance. But if you're worried that the heat level of the romance tips over beyond your comfort level, it definitely remains in what I would call a very mild range of spicy romance. My time jalapeno rating for this one is 1 jalapeno, very mild. And bonus, the two characters that are at the center of the love relationship are also book lovers and have a sweet spot for a great library too. So there you go. So why do I like the story? Meaning, what are the story elements that I found unique and really celebrate in exploring expansive reading experiences? 1, it features tons of dimensional, strong female characters who are both fearless warriors while maintaining a fearless love of being a lady too. And number 2, it features a completely unique tone in the writing, delivering sparkling dialogue that is both filled with wit and as sharp as the weapons that they always keep close by. So what is my biggest takeaway from this book? Mind your manners and your weapons too. The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton. Now let's check out the book checklist to see if The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels looks like a perfect match for you. This book comes in at 336 pages. It's definitely in the genre of historical romance books with the subgenres of enemies to lovers books and magical realism books as well. The time period is the Victorian era and the location is England. So if you're looking for a great historical fantasy that of course has that magical stories element to it, books set in England that also includes very strong female warrior characters, in particular pirate book for adults that are also pirate romance novels too. This one definitely falls into what I would consider the good romance books to read. It falls into Victorian romance novels as well as adult fantasy romance books and enemies to lovers romance books. As I mentioned earlier, it definitely did tip over into spicy romance novels, very mild. I gave this a Time Jalapeno rating of 1 jalapeno, meaning that it would be a perfect introduction to romance readers who want just a touch of spice with their romance. As I mentioned, one of the things I love the most is this is a book that celebrates strong female characters. It's definitely romance fiction from New Fiction in 2021. It's specifically in June. It was just released, and this is going to be a new book series, with this being book 1 in India Holton's new series entitled Dangerous Damsels. And as for me, I can't wait to see what India has in store for us next, so sign me up. For even more features on this book and the author, including India Holton's writing inspiration, as well as her insight into writing fantasy, and why she believes reading fantastical novels are exactly what the doctor ordered to provide an escape from stress, you can read the entire blog post on my website, thisismyeverybody.com, and I've placed a link in the description below so you can get there in a snap. And a special link to enter my free monthly book giveaways too. All you need to do is make sure that you're signed up in my Time Tribe via my website, thisismyeverybody.com. Just click the link in my description below to get the details on the current monthly book giveaway book and sign up right away to be entered in my free book giveaways. Well, that's it for today. Short and sweet. I hope you enjoyed it and will consider subscribing to my channel. Stay tuned for lots more videos like these. And thank you so much for watching and stopping by. You are my everybody.